What's up, guys? It's Freeball Friday. I'm here with
Oldies Blip,
and we are on the highway.
No hat this
Interstate
time.
90. No hat.
It's too hot for that.
So we're listening to a lot of radio and podcasts. We're listening to Howard Stern, Joe Rogan, and this is an older Rogan podcast talking about social media and kind of what the internet has done to kids and their learning and their social skills. And I wanted to kind of touch on that today, considering we're in a car for an extended period of time. I have basically no access to social media while I'm driving because I would be distracted and that would be unsafe. Hands on the wheel, look straight. Now you have the luxury of looking at your phone, checking your social media, watching videos, doing whatever you want. I'm limited to the radio. So I'm really focusing right now on that concept of when we were kids, we get bullied, right? We get picked on, whatever. You still kind of suck it up and you're on the sports team, but you kind of avoid them. You could get called nerd, whatever. You're in school, you're there to study, you've got teachers that are going to, for the most part, protect you while you're in school. But outside of school now, you can avoid all that and basically go home, escape from the real world, play video games, go on the internet, search, whatever. I feel like when we were kids, we were lucky to have a computer. I mean, it was like bonus points if you were to type out your homework. Now it's like mandatory.
Yeah.
And the thought in the late 90s of having a computer in every household, it was like, people were like, yeah, right, who could afford a $1,200 computer?
Well, it's kind of like in the movie Back to the Future when he goes back and the family's like gathered around the TV watching, I Love Lucy. And he said that they asked him, does he have a TV? And he's like, yeah, I got 3 of them. And they're like, what, are you rich or something? Because that back then was like it was a luxury just to have one that the family shared. Now, like I got like an iPhone, iPad, laptop, computer, DVRs, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have like 3 different portable game systems and like all these things. Whereas like back in the day, I'd be like happy if my sister and I shared an NES. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have 4 brothers, and we had a computer in 1991. My dad bought a business computer for like $2,500, and we had 2 of them, one for work and one for home. It was a 5 1/4-inch floppy disk that we would play like Oregon Trail on, right?
Oh yeah, Number Munchers, Oregon Trail.
Yeah, and then we had the 3 1/4-inch disc and had like Home Alone, Number Munchers, and some of the other ones that I used to play. But we still had to share. We had a TV in the bathroom, which was like a little one, and it was kind of weird for some people. And to me, I look at it like it was a luxury. It was one of those things where not everybody had it then. They thought it was really crazy, the fact that we had that many TVs. My dad was in the satellite business,
Yeah.
But we were kind of like forced to go outside because with TVs, no matter how many we had in the house, we had to watch what my parents wanted to watch. Now, you can go to your room, on your smartphone, on your laptop, go somewhere, and on demand, watch Netflix. You can talk on the internet. You can watch YouTube.
I remember when Saved by the Bell had their like Hawaii movie special.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to be home to see it, so I just missed it. You know what I mean? Like I had to wait like 5 years before it came on again.
See, we had the high-tech stuff. We had VCR that would record.
Oh, we
would time what time, and we'd just make sure it was on that channel when we left.
Yeah, we actually had a VCR, but it was on the same thing as the clapper. Like we got the clapper.
Oh my God, the clapper!
And so, like, if you clapped, it not only would it like turn the lights on, but it would like shut the electronics off. It was really stupid how we had it set up. So
that's funny.
You know, you come home and the VCR is flashing 12, 12, 12, 12. I'm like, no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember VCRs though?
Of course, I still have some VCR tapes, and I'm like, I gotta try to convert all this crap.
You know what's interesting is that actually, technically, when you look at like back in the day, it was VCR and Betamax, and then obviously we need to have a platform that everyone kind of agrees on. Everyone went to VHS tapes, but technology-wise, the Betamax was actually better.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? DVD never had that issue. DVD never really had a competitor.
No, but do you remember the Laserdisc?
Oh, Laserdisc was basically before its time DVD.
That exactly. It was a huge because as things like computers get smaller and smaller with time, with technology, you can make things smaller.
Yeah.
It's sort of like now you spend the same amount of money and get less. But the Laserdisc was like, it was huge in our
like
school. It was groundbreaking.
Yeah, it was like the record of
yes.
DVDs. It was awesome. Like Laserdisc actually had some amazing quality for its time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it was clunky and it was big and it was easy to scratch.
It was the size of a record, you know.
Yeah.
So in case you didn't know the Laserdisc thing, but
and go ahead.
I don't know. I kind of dislike the route we're going. Here's the thing. So if you have an opportunity to watch something for free, or just have like a digital version of it, or have a physical copy, most people just go for the digital version. I haven't bought a music album in years.
Like, me neither. Yeah.
I feel kind of bad about it because
I love the idea of having a physical album.
Yeah, I know. Back in the day, and I honestly think that album covers and like liner notes and stuff like that, people took pride in it because it was part of the whole experience. Now people just like digitally down. Like there's albums that don't have album covers; they just have a GIF and they put it on iTunes. And I miss the day of when people would collect movies and collect CDs and do all that kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of cool. Like I think it would be really cool to have a big Laserdisc collection. That'd be awesome,
Yeah, but then it would be harder and harder to find that sort of stuff. And most people will take those things and digitize them, so you don't need a physical thing.
Yeah,
you can take it around and watch it on your mini iPad you have,
I know.
But that's kind of my whole point of this was I socialize a lot in person and social media, but some people don't. Some people are just in person. Like the idea of me having friends that don't have a Facebook blows my mind.
Yeah.
But to each their own. I've got friends that are fully functioning. They can do their own thing, married, have a kid on the way, have a house, you're a good teacher, whatever you are in life, and you don't need the internet. But other people like me that basically, and you, all day, every day, you're around some sort of media that keeps you entertained, keeps you in the loop. Twitter that has breaking news before anything else, just crazy amounts of that sort of thing. You can shut yourself off from other people or socialize just online, and a lot of people know what I'm doing now that I went to high school with that I haven't seen since high school, and they know more about me than even my mom.
Yeah, that is a little crazy. I don't know, but also with all these advances that we've had and everything's so connected to the internet, the way that we connect to the internet is really, really odd. Because sometimes we're out in the countryside, I don't have internet access. And I don't I've heard of towns saying, oh yeah, the whole downtown area has free Wi-Fi. And I'm wondering why that's not becoming more prevalent. I know it's not
It will. It's expensive. You got to lay fiber optics. You got to do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. And I understand when there's actual things that need to be fixed, that we more focus on that than trying to give me oh, I can't pull up HBO.
Well, our city's full of homeless, but we have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Wi-Fi for the homeless.
Yeah, Wi-Fi for the homeless that don't have any sort of device. They're stealing iPads. Orlando is the third most wired city in America, and that's mainly because of Disney, SeaWorld, Universal.
Yeah.
I would have my phone on airplane mode, and I could get connection almost anywhere. People could call me through an app,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And that's because it's a tapped-in city. If more places were like that, awesome. But, like Joe Rogan was saying that, you're basically going to, there are a lot of people that can learn and do all that stuff without even having to go to school or whatever,
No, I mean,
online degrees.
I'm a big advocate of, I enjoy the internet. I take it for what it's worth. But also, there is some kind of comfort when you go, let's say you do some camping or you do some traveling or whatever, when you don't have internet access, that it's kind of relief. Even if you don't have phone access, it's kind of nice because it's nothing's really going to bother you.
Mm-hmm.
It's more.
There's no distractions.
It's a simpler time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's same here. I'll go to the Great Smoky Mountains every spring and fall, or one or the other, and I'll bring my camera with me, my DSLR camera. I'll spend more time trying to get that perfect shot to share with everybody else rather than setting it down, looking at what I'm in front of physically, and enjoying it and appreciating nature that I can touch, not think about. I'm there. Why visualize?
I mean, a lot of people say, when I go on these trips or whatever, I've done a lot of trips because of YouTube or because of what I'm doing. And a lot of times I won't make too many videos. People are like, hey, vlog your videos. A lot of times when I go on these trips, I'm in vacation mode. The last thing I hate to say this, but the last thing I'm thinking about is making a YouTube video. You know what I mean? I'm more so trying to enjoy the trip.
We all need that, though. We need to get away. And I think our social skills may have regressed, but you mentioned that it's sort of like evolution, that we haven't really, it's just a different form of communication.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think I went to a bar with Keem, I think it was probably a week ago, and it was dead in there. And
you sat there on your phones.
No, we didn't sit there on the phones. We sat there and we talked about it, and the bartender was saying it's the internet, and I was like, I don't think that. She's like, no, everything's so instant gratification now. If you want to get a hold of somebody, you can text them, tweet them, whatever, and you immediately have that contact. Kind of like with email. So before, if I send a message or a piece of mail to my mom in Seattle, right? It's got to go to the mailbox. It's got to go to the post office. The post office takes it to where it needs to go. Going to go across country, then cipher away. Now with the internet and email, it just straight lines to everything. You know what I mean?
And it's real time. So back in the day, I used to have to call a landline to talk to girlfriends or whatnot.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to go somewhere, you couldn't really check in with your friends to see if it was busy or not. You'd have to physically go yourself, or have that one lucky person that maybe had a mobile phone or would call you from a payphone or something.
I've talked about this before, so excuse me if I repeat myself before, but I've often thought one issue, this is a very, very small, insignificant thing, but there used to be a time when everyone had landlines. And sometimes there would be these moments where you pick up the phone and you literally pick up the phone right at the instant of someone else calling you, so you don't necessarily hear the ringer and you're just automatically on the phone with someone.
Yeah, that's weird. I do remember that.
It's happened to me before a lot of times, and especially if you're in a romantic relationship with somebody, you'll do that, and girls will be like, "That's God saying we should be together," and shit like that, But with cell phones now, we laugh at people if they have a landline, but cell phones now, we have a landline for the house, but we never use it. You know what I mean? Cell phones now do not allow you to do that. I'm going to take the benefit of cell phones and the evolution of technology any day of the week over that one weird obscure thing, but it's still kind of is that weird obscure thing.
Oh yeah, it's even faxes now are digital. You can scan them onto the computer and email them rather than having to receive that fax or push a button or be home to do that. But anyway, I think social media is crazy. Without social media, I wouldn't be driving this car right now, this 2014 pre-production Ford Fiesta. But I will enjoy social media as long as I can. Even you are on Facebook and stuff an unhealthy amount. It's true. I do need to back off sometimes, and these trips actually help, because although I'm capturing footage and talking to you right now, it's still a good break from sitting at the computer or having to film something at home or whatnot. So anyway, I want to know your opinion on that. What do you think about new media as opposed to the old traditional forms of media, and instead of everybody sitting home at once on a computer, everything's on demand? And
I got a quick question about this whole trip thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So every time that you've talked about this or explained to people what exactly you're doing with this trip and with the Ford Fiesta movement, initial response is that's pretty awesome, that's amazing. Have you had anybody that's been like, you know what, F you, Scott?
No, I mean, most of the people that watch me, I think, are about time, that something good's happened to you. Not that I haven't had any other successes, but my 7 years on YouTube has been a roller coaster. It's been up and it's been down. The ride has been crazy, but I've never looked at it from a financial standpoint, I need to make X amount of dollars and get X amount of views in order to pay my bills. I've treated it like a hobby, but expected to get more than that from it, because I ultimately wanted it to become a full-time thing. And now this has allowed me to kind of shoot weddings and stuff, but also have a car to go wherever I want in the meantime, and make some extra friends, opportunities, sponsorship deals, whatever, So it's a great opportunity. I don't really have any hate. There's always some. There's always those people that you're like, yeah, 100 likes, 0 dislikes, and then there's that person that gets the rocks off on it. But those are the people that were bullied in school, or the ones that don't like to see other people happy. They're the ones that basically misery needs company, and they want to see other people upset and miserable too. So
I mean, I was wondering, was there any jealousy that's been thrown your way for opportunity.
No, even my friends who applied and didn't get it are happy for me. At least publicly, they're like,
in your face.
"Wow,
Yeah.
congratulations!" Sure, they might be a little jealous, but like this is an opportunity that I'm grateful for. Even those people, you know, because by them making a worse application, it made me look better. I'm just kidding.
I love all you ugly people. You make me look swell.
you guys made me look good. But I really am thankful. I mean, right now we're driving to Boston for lobster, and then we're going to Providence, Rhode Island, New Haven, Connecticut for the original burger.
The thing with lobster, okay, you can get a big burger and like not be able to finish it, right? But like you have to eat a lot of lobster for you to like.
Yeah, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love butter. But okay, back to we're going to New York City, staying right next to Central Park. And then we are going to eat a lot of pizza, go to Philadelphia, have a bunch of cheesesteak. I thought about going down to Baltimore and DC, but I might axe that until next trip when I take the 95 down to like Florida or something. So anyway, it's going to be a great trip, 1,400 miles, about 24 hours of driving. The last trip was about the same. We split it up into like a figure eight, you know, to Cleveland, Chicago, Cincinnati, Columbus, back to Buffalo. So it's been fun having you as a co-pilot. This is our Freeball Friday that I will try to upload on Friday when I'm in Philadelphia by then. And yeah, check out Only Use Me Blade. Check out the other Freeball Friday videos, and let us know what you think.
Check me out. Say I came from Scott Kmart.
I came from Scott Kmart. That's what she said. Bye guys. Peace.